So I've been doing a juice cleanse, and I thought it would be fun to kind of follow along and open up some chakras, do some healing, just to kind of have color and variety. I always do well when I kind of create this kind of like little routine or structure and have that diversity. It really stimulates my mind, and this experience has been really easy. I haven't struggled at all with this past fast, and I've really kept my fasting to myself in one way, that I've actually been posting my posts on Instagram a couple days after the days that I've already experienced. Benefits that I've received have just been feeling more just like in my body, and less energetically just completely dispersed. So more clear in my mind, but also less emotionally tumultuous, where it's just like all over the place, but deeper emotions, feeling the emotions very deeper. And also figuring out where I'm having physical sensations that don't feel good. And so by like into the third day, I was able to get clarity that it's just really right in here, right in my intestinal tract. And sometimes I would feel it in the lower left side, so I don't know if that's where the ascending colon is, or if that's on the right side, so I need to study the anatomy of our bodies more. But it's been a good experience. I want to read a verse that comes to me whenever I do fasting or think of fasting. It's kind of always been present because I talk a lot about my fasting, and in this world, the raw food world, and the fasting world and the breatharian world, we talk about our fasting a lot, especially before we even set intentions to do it. This is what I'm doing, and this verse came to mind, Matthew 6:1. Beware of practicing your righteousness before men to be noticed by them, otherwise you have no reward with your Father who is in heaven. So, I went to the Greek. I love going to the root of things and practicing righteousness. Well, righteousness comes from the Greek word dikaiosune, which is justice or right or upright or approval from God. And the word used for reward from fasting is actually a noun, misthos, and it can be also translated as wages or appropriate compensation or reward. But then the word for reward from Father was a verb, apodidomi, giving back, restoring, rendering, returning, returning as due. And I wanted to dissect what's really being shown. I think most of us can relate that the pursuit of health comes from this place, from wanting to treat our temples right, wanting to appreciate this gift, and to be able to appreciate even further the gift of life by fully living it, which comes from good health, good mind, good heart. And I do see it as a rightness to respect our temple. And as far as my past experiences with having autoimmune disease and being sick for so long, and all the medications and eating very emotionally and struggling, to stepping into discipline, respect, consciousness, love, that's felt right to me, that this is a practice of rightness. As far as reward goes, I think for fasting, a lot of us have a particular idea for what a reward is. Oftentimes, I saw in like dry fasting forums or these things focus on losing weight as if that's the reward of fasting. And for me, I've always felt that fasting is never about what it is you are actually denying or not giving your energy and attention to, but it's more about what you're instead turning your focus to. So fasting is a very spiritual practice in which I'm turning my attention to God. I'm practicing discipline. I'm giving presence to what's coming up to heal with thoughts and emotions, rewiring my pattern, renewing my mind in Christ, and really ministering to my heart. It's been a really big focus of mine. So that is the reward that I have wanted from this fast, is just more consciousness, more observation, more awareness of what's going on in my body, but also just giving attention to the renewing of my mind and becoming more clear with how these thoughts and these feelings, they pull us this way and that way, and there is a difference between the spirit and the soul, and when we live a soulish life, we're really living under this principle that's an illusion, that we're going to make decisions based off of our opinion and perception of the thoughts and the feelings that support whatever it is that we want to give the most to, for selfish reasons. And the reward from our Father is a restoring, is a rendering, a returning as due. I feel that when we come to these places, when we offer time to connect with the Lord, to consciously speak with our body, we are rewarded by the Lord. He brings us clarity, for in Him there is clarity and sound mind. And I feel that the reward that I reaped was His clarity, that I've been coming to more and more. And just the clarity is that stepping into the mind of God, that setting aside our will for His, is actually where the most joy and the most abundance can be found. And this has been a confusing thing for me, because I've often felt that means that I have to suffer, or I have to sacrifice, or completely let go of dreams and visions, but that's actually not true at all. It's just setting aside our will for His. So, I mean, how can I give an example of that in my own life? You know, understanding a situation as it's moving. When you feel something's taking place and it breaks your heart, but you feel deep inside your heart that this is God's will, and it wouldn't even feel right to try to work for my emotions to support my opinions and my selfishness. It just, you can see clearly this is what God is asking of you, this is what's laid out, and you know, maybe that means a door has closed in work or relationship or anything else. I mean, these are the two main things that we struggle with, and I feel in my heart so relieved and grateful, even if also I feel in my body sadness. Well, I'm going to wrap this video up. Yeah, basically, I've really enjoyed this fast that I've had. I have completed my whole juice fasting and my chakra cleansing for a while now, and I've been dry fasting, and that's been feeling really good. I have some coconuts that I'm excited for, so I'll just, I don't really know. I'm just letting the days roll out as they are and keeping that to myself, which feels much better and actually even more tolerable. I've noticed that whenever I plan, like, I'm going to do a dry fast for 3 days, or I'm going to do this for 7 days, and also when I, like, tell people this, like, it actually conflicts. It makes it harder. There's this expectation that I have to follow through, and it's not mine. And our fasts need to be ours, and it needs to be our time with our body, and our time with ourself, and our time with God. And that's where the reward really comes from. Not the reward of, I'm fasting, think I'm healthy, think I've got it all figured out. Like, so, yeah, I guess that's going to be my wrap-up for my fast to share with you. I didn't have any healing crises really at all. Drinking the grape juice after like a 21-hour dry fast was really intense, and I guess I've never actually done that with grape juice, but I've been reading that grape juice is incredibly detoxing and cleansing, so, but other than that, it was a pretty good experience, very fruitful.